There are people who lose a loved one in a single moment. But there are also people who lose someone very slowly. So slowly that they don't even realize when that person has already disappeared from their life. Lena lived with her father in a small apartment on the edge of the city. The apartment had only 2 rooms. One for her father, one for her. A small balcony overlooked faded concrete rooftops and tangled electrical wires. Every morning, Lena was usually awakened by the sound of a kettle boiling and the smell of toasted bread. Her father always woke up first. He was an ambulance driver. His work started very early and often ended very late. Some days he came home when it was almost morning. Some days he had only eaten a few bites before having to rush out again. But no matter how busy he was, he always made time for Lena. Every morning before leaving for work, he would knock on her door. "Is my little princess awake yet?" Lena would always pretend to sleep for a few more seconds just to hear him call her a second time. Then she would laugh and run out to hug him. Her father often brought home small gifts. Sometimes it was a colored pencil. Sometimes it was a piece of cake. Sometimes it was just a strangely shaped stone he had picked up along the road. He always said, "I don't have much money, but I want every day of your life to have at least one thing that makes you happy." Lena loved sitting and listening to her father's stories. He told her about the long roads in the city, about the people he had met, about children who cried when they saw the ambulance, about elderly people who held his hand tightly and said thank you. Lena once asked, "Are you ever scared?" He smiled. "Of course I am. But if everyone is afraid and runs away, then there will be no one left to help others." Then the war began. At first, it was just distant explosions, interrupted radio broadcasts, long lines of people waiting to buy water and food. Then the city began to change. Electricity was cut more frequently, schools closed, many families left. But Lena's father kept driving the ambulance. Every time he left the house, he held Lena tightly. "I'll be back early." At first, he kept his promise, no matter how late it was. Lena would still hear the sound of keys unlocking the door in the middle of the night. Then she would run out and hug him. He was always very tired, his coat covered in dust, his face more hollow each day. But every time he saw his daughter, he still smiled. One morning, before it was fully light, he put on his coat and stepped toward the door. Lena was still standing in the kitchen with messy hair. "You're leaving this early?" she asked. He nodded. "Today, a lot of people need help." He bent down and kissed her on the forehead. "I'll be home before dinner." That was the last time Lena ever saw her father. That evening, he didn't come home. Lena sat by the window waiting until late at night. Outside, the sound of ambulance sirens echoed continuously. Every time she heard one, she ran to the balcony, but no ambulance stopped in front of her building. The next day, he still didn't return. His phone couldn't be reached. Her messages received no reply. By the 3rd day, the entire city lost internet connection. No one could contact anyone anymore. No messages, no calls, no social media. The city became frighteningly silent. Lena and her best friend's mother went around asking for news. They went to hospitals, to relief stations, to abandoned ambulance lots, but no one knew where her father was. Some said he was last seen in the Southern District. Some said his vehicle got stuck on the road. Some believed he had left the city. But they were all just rumors. No one knew the truth. Months passed. The small apartment gradually became cold and empty. No more sound of her father's footsteps. No more boiling water in the morning. No one knocking on her door and calling, "Is my little princess awake yet?" Lena began sleeping with her father's old coat, because it still carried his scent. Some nights, she opened her phone just to look at old photos. One time, while browsing through her video library, she noticed a clip she had never watched. It was less than a minute long. Her father had recorded it while sitting in the ambulance. Behind him were sirens and flashing red and blue lights. He looked straight into the camera. His face was exhausted, but he still smiled. He spoke softly. "If you're watching this video, I may not be coming back." Lena immediately burst into tears. Her hands trembled. In the video, her father continued, "I'm sorry I couldn't keep my promise to have dinner with you. I know you'll be sad, but I want you to remember this. It's not because I chose to leave you behind. It's because somewhere out there are people waiting for their loved ones to come back too." He paused for a few seconds, then smiled gently. "If one day I'm no longer here, you must live well. Eat properly, don't stay up too late, and never think that I stopped loving you." The video ended with him reaching his hand toward the camera, as if trying to pat Lena's head. The screen went dark. Lena held the phone to her chest and cried all night. From that day on, she began living through her father's old videos. Whenever she missed him, she would play them again. There was a video of him cooking, a video of him fixing an old fan, a video of him standing on the balcony watching the rain, and a video of him filming Lena while she was asleep, whispering softly, "This little girl will probably forget me one day." Lena always laughed when she watched that part, because she knew, no matter how many years passed, she would never forget him. Because there are people who leave, but they still remain. In a voice, in old videos, in the lingering scent on a worn-out coat, and in the heart of the one who stays forever.